Hello, welcome to Real Reds Talk. We are here for the Manchester United versus Everton review. Very sadly, we're all together here, not really feeling very good, but we're here regardless. We're here with Shreyas. How you doing, mate?
Absolutely disgusted by that performance.
Yeah. Adam, technical issues on top of the utter shite performance that was. How are you feeling?
Not a great start to the weekend anyway. I'm telling you, Manchester United are going to make me an alcoholic at this rate. I'm going to be like Phil Mitchell.
It is. Yeah, we'll get into it. But yeah, Man United have lost 1-0 to Everton thanks to a deflected Anthony Gordon goal. I think Adam's going to get into stats later. Like, it's not pretty reading. But yeah, Shreyas, what are your first sort of initial feelings after the game? Like, how are you feeling performance-wise, score-wise, everything? Like, just give us...
I think the performance just speaks for itself. The players not motivated enough, not dedicated enough, not willing to put those efforts in. I mean, if I'm Ragnick, I just don't know what he can actually do now, because he's done what all he could. He's tried to bring about differences in the tactics, pressing more. He's done everything he can. So I can't really blame Ragnick, and people going in on Ragnick. I don't get that either. I think the responsibility has to lie 100% with the players, because they just don't turn up for us. Ever since the international break, it's been the same story all over again and again and again. And this time it just looked, I mean, Maguire, I really don't understand why he's starting now, because he's just going worse and worse and worse. And even the rest of the players, I don't think, except that one, the Gea save, anything really sparked for us in this game. It always looked like that we were in the back seat, and even the Everton fans were able to feel that they were going to win this game ever since that deflection, because it never looked that United are actually making a big threat for Everton. We did have 83% possession after the goal, for 5 minutes after the goal, but we weren't doing anything with it. We were just going sideways like we always do. And like I mentioned with you before, Sam, that it doesn't matter who we bring in, whether it's a Ten Hag or a Poch or whoever it is. There has to be a massive player out in this team in order for us to grow or actually reach somewhere, because even if we get third or fourth next season, it doesn't matter, because we aren't playing attractive football. We aren't playing attacking football. We are just playing scrappy football, able to nick some wins over individual brilliant moments. And top four is gone. Even I don't think we are getting fifth by any luck. And I think that by the time the season ends, the only positive thing is the new manager coming in. Except that, I think we are just going to get worse and worse. And I think Maguire, there has to be some big action from the board or Rangnick or someone, because this is just unacceptable.
Yeah, it was a horrible game. I said to Danny, one of the guys who's on our show quite regularly, it's like we're playing glorified friendlies at this point. Like, there's just a lack of drive. Like, nobody wants to get injured. Nobody wants to make any commitment. Nobody wants to sort of make any effort. They're just going through the motions. It's like when you're in a job you hate and you're just doing the bare minimum to look like you're working. It's not good. But yeah, Adam, your thoughts on the game?
I'm emotionally disconnected from the team now. I actually predicted in the preview that it'd be either a 1-0 loss or a 1-1.
Yeah.
I changed my mind then pre-match. I felt a wee bit more confident. And at the start of the game, I know there was an odd bit of sloppy passing here and there, particularly from Maguire and Matic. But I thought we started well for 25 minutes, and they got a goal then on the break. But once that goal went in, our heads dropped. We barely created anything. We were just the second best team against a relegation candidate at the end of the day. A team that, I think, did they lose 5 of their last 6 before coming in?
I think
last 7 of their 8 they lost. Last 7 of their 8 they lost.
Yeah.
Lampard's won 2 of 9 in his games in charge. So
yeah. And then you have Sean Dyche coming out saying that they're a team that can't win, like they don't want to win. And of course that comes back and bites us in the backside, and we're on the opposite side of that then, and they get a win against us. Their goalkeeper Pickford, I thought, played quite well. De Gea, like, you couldn't argue. He pulled off a good save, could do nothing for the goal that went in. I thought Matic, I think he gave away the ball right beforehand. He looked slow getting back. He created that space then in the middle because he came across with Wan-Bissaka then, and the ball broke to the edge of the box. Deflection off who else? Harry Maguire had to be, and went into the back of the net. It's just not looking good. We have nothing to fight for. You pointed out glorified friendlies. That's what it is. And I'm there next week, and I'm more excited for the partying rather than actually going to the match.
Yeah, it's just an utter like capitulation of like our season. Like I think for me, our season ended after the first leg of the Atletico game. I thought we were so poor in that game, and I was like, the rot is starting to set in, and I was just like, this is not going to go well. Like this is going to be terrible, and it's just gotten worse since then. I think we had one like highlight was the Tottenham game, but other than that, this is the level we've been at. We've just been awful. I thought David De Gea, great save, but did he have much else to do? I don't remember him making another save. That was the only save I remember him making. So
Everton
they weren't
Everton actually weren't that creative either. It was just that deflection, and except that I think it was just a dull game. After that, they knew they had the win in the bag after they scored that kind of a goal against us. And to pick you up on that as well, after the Atletico leg, it just feels like this week Ten Hag got unofficially, I think, announced basically that he's the one who's going to be coming in, and a lot of people expected that there's going to be some reaction from at least some of our players, that they would want to impress this guy. They would want to be in his good books before even he comes in, so that he knows that, okay, these are the guys I have to build my team around. And if I'm Ten Hag and I'm watching this, the only thing that comes in my mind is I have to sell at least 10 of these 11 players from the squad. Not to even think about that. And bringing on Mata as well, I mean, it just shows how the lack of depth and quality we have.
First Premier League appearance of the season. He hasn't played in the Premier League all season.
Yeah. And I think the mentality of our players is just shocking. I mean, a Manchester United player without any desire or passion to get back in a game. These players just need to leave. And like we mentioned, a lot of players getting new contracts. I don't think they should be getting new contracts or any renewals. I think they need to pack up their bags and leave ASAP.
Sorry, Adam.
No problem. Just the point I just want to make: Everton this season have been a team. Once you put pressure on them, even if they're winning, they will collapse. Every time they collapse.
Yes.
We didn't put any pressure on them at all, and that's the most worrying part of it. We're meant to be a team fighting for something. Like, I know they're fighting for their lives, and we're fighting for top four, but we showed no fight at all. No pressure on them at all. I know we made their keeper do a few saves, but besides from that, there was no pressure, no spell. It was just sideways crab passing for most of the game.
We had.
I think even.
Sorry, Shiraz.
I think even the couple of saves that Pickford made, I don't really think that it had come off some certain pressure from us. It was just like the ball just dropped in an empty space, and a United player was able to win it back, and they just went for a shot. Even after those two shots, it never looked like that we were actually pressuring them into their own box. Everton actually were able to move around quite freely through our midfield as well. And even their fullbacks, I think their fullbacks had a good game. And Mikolenko, for example, I think he was able to do quite a lot from the flanks. And I don't know, it just feels like this squad, there is something big which is going on behind the scenes, which the fans don't know yet, because the team, we as fans are disconnected from the club, but it just feels like the players are disconnected from the club as well. Because when you look at that team on the pitch, Ronaldo is somewhere, Rashford is somewhere, Sancho is somewhere, Bruno is somewhere, and the players that we say are the pillars of our team, Bruno, Ronaldo, Sancho, it just feels like they're so confused as to what to do on that pitch. And even the players at the back, Maguire, even Lindelof today, I just don't know what really happened. But it just felt like everyone just collapsed after the 15th minute.
I was just reading, like Adam mentioned there before, about Everton collapsing. I'm in a group chat with a Villa fan and a West Ham fan. And he's basically said that, honestly, you'll be sound on Sunday when we played them. This is the West Ham fan. After 60 minutes, they may as well have gone on. They just lose interest. It's weird. It's like, yeah, they knows, like they did it. They did the exact same thing and they collapsed. And it's just, is it what it is? I'm gonna try and pull some positives out. Like there isn't many. David De Gea's, David De Gea's save. I think that's one positive. He's been in consistent form the entire season. He's the only player probably who's that. I thought Wan-Bissaka had a decent game. I didn't think he put a foot wrong. I thought he was decent. He got forward, made some good tackles, stuff like that. I thought Tellez in periods was decent. I think our left-hand side was probably the most sort of dangerous side. Like he put in some sort of good crosses towards Ronaldo, stuff like that. Apart from that, I'm struggling. I can't. Like Sancho was quiet. Didn't really do much. Rashford had a couple. He had a couple of moments, but his mentality and his finishing wasn't there. Like he was swiping at the ball and just couldn't quite get it under control. Ronaldo wasn't at the races, and he just seemed isolated and just frustrated. Like just couldn't. Had like 2 chances and just didn't take them. Like Sheree said at the beginning, the midfield just wasn't there. Like Matic didn't stamp his authority on the ball. Fred got injured after 30 minutes. Had to go. And then when Pogba came on, Adam was talking in the group chat, just getting absolutely frustrated with him because every time he gets the ball, he wants to spend 5 minutes on it instead of getting the ball out of his feet and getting the pass, getting Sancho, get to Rashford, get to Ronaldo, just do something with it. Just, if you guys can think of any positives, then please throw them in, but I can't. I'm struggling.
It was just a pure disconnect from midfield to attack. It just seemed to not link up. I thought Matic had a really, really bad game today. I thought, because I looked actually in the first half and he gave away the ball more than any other player, even more than Maguire. In the first half, I think he gave away the ball 11 times. And let's see now, I'm going to get the stat up here just for the overall, because it's just something I noticed right off the bat. He did give it away on the lead up to the goal. And if it wants to show it, geez.
I'll run through like the overall
technical
stats.
Difficulties again.
So Everton to Manchester United, 32.5 to 67.5. Total shots 7 for Everton, 12 for Man United. 4 on target for United, 3 on for Everton, off target 2 for Everton, 1 for the passing. Passing was actually quite decent, shockingly enough. It's at 81%. There's 65. 1 clear-cut chance for United, none for Everton, yet they still scored. Tackles about the same, 60 to 65. And then, just...
There is one big stat there that I noticed when I was looking at them. The passing. We had 633 passes altogether, 515 completed, so 81% pass success rate. They completed 304 passes and 200 were accurate passes, which is an accurate pass percentage of 66%. So they kept giving the ball away.
And we still couldn't do anything.
Yeah, we couldn't do it. We couldn't do anything on that. And that's the one key stat that stuck out for me. Like, I thought their defense was relatively good. They were solid. I know they gave away a few chances, but at the end of the day, they looked like the team that were fighting for top 4, and we look like the team that are going for relegation.
They look like a team that actually cared. Like, the crowd was behind them. The fans were like going mental. They seemed like they had a bit of fight in them. I thought Fabian Delph had a very good game. I thought he was really good. I thought Pickford had a decent game, even though he's been shocking for Everton. Like lately, he's not been great, but he had a decent game. Of course, it's against United because that's what always seems to happen. Keepers are in bad form. Play United, they have an absolute worldie, guaranteed every single time. Sherez, where do we go from here? Like going forward, we've got is it 6 games left? 7?
6 to 7 games we left.
6-7 games left. What do we do going forward from here? Do we just play the youth? Just get the youth players, get Garnacho in, get
at least we'll be able to see something out of them. At least we'll be able to see something out of them. I don't even mind bringing Ahmad back from loan. At least if he's on the pitch, he's going to do something. And one of the shocking things that in this match was Maguire drilling into Maguire just drilling it into midfield, and I was, oh my god.
Like
when the simple pass is on, he just drills it into midfield, and you're like, why are you doing this? My gran could actually make the pass. Like, he can't. I don't know what it is. It's just football IQ at the end of the day. He doesn't have it. He's not good enough to be captain. How can someone who's been so bad for the last, since his arrival, basically, how can he be the captain of one of the biggest, if not the biggest club in England? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we had like Hannibal on the bench, and I thought, why not throw him on?
Yeah.
Like, what's the worst? Like, we can't play any worse. Like, just chuck him on and see what he can do. That's what I would do for the next like 6-7 games. I'd just give youth players a chance. Yeah. I'd get Hannibal in. I'd get Garnacho in. Get Charlie McNeil in. Get just whoever looks promising in the youth team. Get them in. And just see what they can do, because we're not fighting for anything. There's no pressure on them to finish fourth or win a trophy. There's nothing on them. Like, so you might as well just go out and express yourself and just see what they've got. And Ten Hag can have a look and be like, okay, these guys be ready for the first team. These guys need to go out on loan. He can assess the entire sort of thing and have a look at it and just figure out who he wants to keep around the squad next season. But I don't want to see those players again. I don't want to see Maguire and Lindelof play together. I don't want to see Matic fall apart after 60 minutes. I don't want to see that for the next 6 games. I can't deal with it.
I think one of the biggest things is that the board needs to accept the fact that this rebuild has been a failure for us. It has been hands down a big failure of us. I mean, we brought in the likes of Ronaldo, we brought in Varane, we brought in Sancho, we brought in Maguire, we brought in Wan-Bissaka for about 50 million, I guess, from Crystal Palace as well. And if you see right now, Wan-Bissaka is struggling to even make it in the first team because Dalot has been great. Maguire doesn't even get into any top 10 side in the Premier League right now. Except that Jadon Sancho has actually been a bright spark for us.
He has, but to be honest, he's been quiet. Last 2 games, he's been quiet. Leicester game, he was quiet. This game, he was quiet. He wasn't. I don't know why, but our front 3, since the last 2 games, they're just cramped. They're absolutely cramped. I don't know why, but they are. And except that, Varane, I think Varane being out, I think if we don't have Varane, we are basically playing with 10 men. Because it's just shambolic at the back without Varane. And on Varane, is that experiment over? Is his injury thing just not? He's not reliable anymore. Like we can't. Like, we keep saying when Varane's in, it's better, but he just seems to be injured too much.
I think we do need that kind of a centre back who can actually deliver 30 to 40 games for us a season and is actually decent. Because today I wouldn't have even. I think one of the biggest questions is, where is Eric Bailly? Why did we give him a contract extension last season when we didn't intend to make him even play a game? I wouldn't have mind if Rangnick actually started him, because I mean, even Phil Jones for that matter, because every player is better than Maguire at the club at this moment.
It's just Phil Jones got a contract extension, and since he's had it, he started 1 game.
Yeah,
I'm like, why have we given him the contract extension if he's played 1 game? I don't.
And he's looked a lot better than every other centre half we've had, other than Varane at points.
He gave a shit as well. Like, you could tell, like, in his attitude,
acknowledged.
He gave a toss, whereas most of our players don't seem to care at all. Like, they just don't seem to give a shit. Adam, going for. Sorry, Shiraz.
Yeah, I mean, I think our recruitment has been a lot off with these big players that we say we have signed, with these future signings. We are saying, I think there's been a big failure in that respect. And except for that, I really, really don't understand how the board is going to tackle this situation, because now the heat is on. You might announce Ten Hag, it isn't going to matter, because we still got big games to play. We've got Liverpool, we've got Arsenal, we've got Chelsea as well. We aren't getting 9 points from those games.
No.
Not a chance that we are getting 9 points from those games. Liverpool, we are going to get battered. You can actually see it from right now.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Arsenal, the way they are playing right now, Arsenal can actually do a big blow at us. Big blow at us.
I think the good thing about Arsenal is, though, they always have a fuck up in them. Like, they will random. Like, who was it they lost to the other week?
Palace.
Palace, Palace just got trashed by Palace. So it's like, they can do that. So Arsenal's one thing, but yeah, Liverpool, we're going to get absolutely trashed.
I mean, I think we've had a lot of chances where we could say that we can still make the case for top four, because even between Tottenham slipped up, Arsenal are still making it count because of the lack of games they've played, because they've still got games in hand. And I've seen that whenever a team has had games in hand and they see that a team, even though they have played more, but they have more points, they tend to struggle a lot. Yeah. And even the condition with Chelsea has slipped up as well. They lost against Brentford. Even before that, they lost a lot. They dropped a lot of points. Yeah, they dropped a lot of points against Brighton as well. When they played, they dropped a lot of points. So it's been a condition where I could say that if we actually played well, we could have even managed third position. But it just, the players aren't motivated, and there's a big mentality issue at this club. They aren't. You can see it on the pitch that they aren't motivated. Why are they smiling in those training pictures? I don't understand what they're doing with those.
They don't care. They're getting the wage check. They're getting their money. They're getting their sponsorship deals. They don't give a toss. They don't care.
No.
Adam, for like going forward, like my theory is we play the youth and then we just wait for the summer and hopefully Ten Hag clears out. What would you like to see sort of going forward for the next 6 or 7 games?
As you said, just play the youth, play players who give a toss. Throw Phil Jones in there for all I care. I just drop every single one of them. I don't think bar 2 or 3 they're worth even having in the first team. I put them into the reserves. They're just not good enough. They aren't. It's week in, week out. It's constant disappointment. We get, we're building up for the games. We're getting excited for them, especially over the international break. We're hit with a 1-1 at Leicester. Crap performance. Again today, started the weekend. You're looking, okay, maybe we can respond to that. The next manager, not officially announced, but more or less been announced. Maybe he'll get a reaction. Nope. I don't know why we're thinking he'll get a reaction. It's constant disappointment every week. And it's been happening probably since January, particularly. And before that, I think when Ralph came in, we've seen signs of improvement here and there. But the players, they just don't want to perform for him now. There's reports saying that half of them don't like what he's doing. So they're not buying into his idea. They're mocking the coaches that he brought in, calling them Ted Lasso. And and these players are then they're criticizing these guys who are coming in who have rebuild the play style of football. They're criticizing them, yet they're the ones going on making themselves look like clowns at the end of the day. They're shooting themselves in the foot. And I just can't wait for more. As Shreya said, about 10 of them to leave. I'd argue 12, 13 of them to leave.
I think on the sell rebuild thing, I think we got rid of about 12, 13 players. Obviously, we're not going to get rid of that many players in the summer because it's United. We can't do more than 2 deals on sales, apparently. Just terrible.
There is one positive thing. There is one positive, especially with this rebuild that will happen. I don't want, as mad as it sounds, I don't want top 4 because we'll be wasting our time going for these big names. Then we're going to be stuck with 1 or 2 signings and the squad won't improve at all. If we finish out, why not go for players like Kamara at Marseille, who are in the conference at the moment? They're not going to be in Europe in the Champions League next year. Why not go for these young players who are on their first, second contract and mold them into these players? And that's what Ten Hag wants. He wants to have control of transfers, 100% control. And I feel like Ralph is going to back him in that. The reports have said he is going to back. And that's only going to be a positive. This season's a write-off. What's the point of getting excited and wanting European football next year? If we're not
the quality of our football we're playing, we're not good enough. We're not good enough for Champions League football. We're barely good enough. That sort of stuff is not even good enough for Europa League. That is Conference League thing. And I don't want to play I'd rather have no European football next year and just concentrate on the league and building a team. That's what I want.
I'd be confident on my local team beating Manchester United right now. That's how bad we are.
I think we should rather just rather forfeit our position in the Conference League or Europa League, because we're just going to get battered there as well. And one of the other things is I don't understand why the players think that they have a call in who's about to be coming in, because news coming out that many players aren't really excited or confident in Erik ten Hag coming in. They want Poch, and I don't. Except a club captain, I really don't understand why do they think that their feeling towards a particular manager is really going to matter.
That's the ego, isn't it? That's the ego. The problem with the ego of the players. They think, well, we pick, like what happens here. We pick the coach. Like they have to listen to us. That's their problem. They have this mentality. Whereas someone like Klopp came in to Liverpool. He finished 8th, 7th, 8th. Like didn't sort of finish high positions, but he identified all the players in the team. It's like, right, you're not good enough. You're not going to work. You're not going to work. And he got rid of them over a period of time. Brought in quality players for little money, like smaller money. So like Salah, he went to Chelsea, didn't work. He spotted it, was like, this guy's next level. Brought him in for, was it 35 million? Something like that.
Yeah.
Mane, Southampton, looked really good in the Southampton team. Yeah. It's like, right, he's a star. Picked him up for like Jota, 35 million for Wolves. Yeah. Absolute ball it. Diaz, how was he, like 40 million? Porto?
Yeah.
Just 40, he identifies these players that are not going to cost that much, but they're going to become superstars, and he's been proved right on every single one.
I think that one other thing with Liverpool in that aspect is that their recruiting side with them, sporting director, it's bang on. I think they've got Michael Edwards, and when he came in alongside Klopp actually didn't want Salah initially. He wanted Julian Brandt from Dortmund, and he's the one who wanted. He's the one who first suggested that they wanted Salah, and that just speaks for itself that you've got a particular recruitment side that knows what they have to do, and they know who's the right guy for a club. Our recruiting side has been shambolic. I don't know. I mean, we just see a big name and we just go for it because they're going to help us selling more merch. I think since Ragnick has come in, barring the first Crystal Palace game, the only 2 games where I actually saw a little desire from the fans connecting with the club as well was in the second leg against Atletico. Just in the first half, it actually felt like you could actually see that something is happening. There was electricity in that stadium.
As soon as it didn't work, though, the players were like, "Oh, fuck this!" Then just gave up.
And except that, I think the most motivated game that I've actually seen with United was when we played young boys and we played the youth with Donny van de Beek and Charlie. I mean, those guys. I mean, you could just see those the hunger in those players because they wanted to show something that we've got talent. Help us stick around. Even Elanga, whenever you see him on the pitch, he's doing something. Yeah, he's not just standing there and walking around like Rashford. We've seen an awful lot of times that he's just jogging from back and forth. He's just jogging. He's not.
Rashford needs to just go away in the summer and just get away from things because clearly whatever's going on is affecting him. I think if we could get some, like, I know Paul Mitchell's rumours has been flying around because he's left his post at, was it Monaco he was at?
Monaco.
So he's left his post and he was at the youth game with Ralph and stuff like that. So if we could get a structure in place like Ralph, Paul Mitchell and Ten Hag, I think, and that's the group where you go, right, and they identify players, and then like Murtow and Fletcher go out and go, right, negotiate these deals and get them in the door. That's what's going to get us to a team, but it's going to take 3, 4, maybe 5 years before we get to that point. It took Klopp 4 years to get to a point where he's challenging for titles, and it took him another year after that to win a title. So it's like we need patience in this, and we need to let those teams do their job, because think about how low this point is right now. Think at how bad we feel and how shit the team is right now. This is going to look bad for a while we get a team in place, and we need to be patient and hope that Ten Hag gets the power that he's asking for. Paul Mitchell comes in, people like that come in, and they're able to recruit effectively. But it's going to take time, and that's where we're at as a club right now.
Yeah, I think we do need to have patience because even when Ten Hag comes in, I really don't expect that things are just going to change like this with a magic touch.
No, but half the fan base will. Half the fan base will, like, after 4 months, they'll be like, "Oh, well, it's not happening." It's like, don't understand how building a team works, mate. It takes years. It takes multiple transfer windows. You have to get rid of the poisonous players we've got. You have to bring in the right mentality, and then you have to train them and mold them to the right thing to play the way you want to play. Like, it's frustrating. But Adam, any final thoughts before we head off?
Just looking at that, you play, is it 38 games in a season, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have 7 games left. We're on 51 points. We have to play Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea. We are on course. If we need 14 points in those 7 games to just go level with our worst Premier League finish ever. So we're on course to finish with our lowest points tally ever. And I think we're not going to get 14 points in the next 7.
I can't see us beating Norwich, to be honest with you. The way we're playing, I can't see us beating Norwich.
No.
And if we're not able to beat Norwich, we're definitely not beating Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea.
There's no point of even considering the Liverpool game. The Liverpool game, the only thing, if we did beat them, it means they won't win the title. That's the only thing we have.
Yeah, that's all we've got.
Yeah, and I'd be all for that. I don't care if we lose the rest of our games. Just beat Liverpool and ruin their title hopes. Yeah, that's the only positive.
I'm glad that Liverpool isn't the final fixture of our season, because just imagine that it's the final fixture of the season. We're playing Liverpool and they need to win in order to get the title, and they're playing us. It would have been a disaster.
Might as well just hand them the trophy at that point, don't you? Before the game. Yeah, just fucking have it. Who cares? Right, let's get out of here, because if I talk about this anymore, I might throw myself off that balcony out there. So thank you for joining us, lads. Appreciate it, even in this shitty time being a United fan. Well, I think we're taking a day off tomorrow because I don't think there's any content out tomorrow, but we'll be back next week. Statman and Robin will be there. We'll have the Norwich preview. I don't know who's going to be doing it, actually, because me, Adam, and Nick will be going to the game in Manchester. So we'll do some vlogs. We'll do some evidence of Adam drinking. That'll be fun.
Oh God! God knows I need it.
Yeah, Adam's going on the stadium tour, so we'll get some nice sort of footage from there.
Don't worry, I have a surprise coming for that stadium.
Oh yeah,
tour
you can't wait for the surprise. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Yeah, if you see me out and about in Manchester, I've got some Real Red stickers. They'll come up to me and show me you've subscribed or show me you've followed. I'll give you a sticker. Yeah, I think that's about it. Anything else, lads? Anything else I'm forgetting?
Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Watch it on all socials, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as well. We've put out a lot of content with some really, really interesting and fun videos. So make sure to watch them as well if you've missed out on them.
Yes,
and
please
hope
do.
for the best.
Yeah, because we'll try and put out some fun stuff this week, because honestly, God, I don't want to talk about Man United playing stuff because I can't do it anymore. Adam, anything to add before we go?
Yeah, it's just what Trey said. Like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully we'll have a bit more positive content coming. I know it's dark times right now, but hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And next week,
and his name is Ten Hag.
Yes, and that's Ten Hag. Yeah, it's reflective of the bald head.
Yeah.
And I know this is unrealistic, but if we can get 1,000 likes, Adam will shave his head.
On a live
stream. 1,000 subscribers, and Adam will shave his head. So
we might hit that eventually. Okay, before the end of the season.
Yes. Caveat.
Okay.
Caveat.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you both for joining us. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. I know it's a bit tough as a United fan, but yeah, try and enjoy the rest of your weekends, and we'll see you all soon. Peace.
See you.